We're great to teach clients. Also fails to put both hands on the steering wheel. When you're driving, you need to have both hands on the steering wheel. Next, fails to use defroster or wipers if necessary. If it's raining, you need to have those defrosters on and wipers going. Fails to adjust seat and mirrors. You got to be able to see people, see and be seen. That's what I always tell my clients, see and be seen. I'm looking, I'm checking traffic. Next, we're making a right turn up here. I'm going to turn on my blinker. You should hear it. Minimum of 3 blinks. Now I'm going to look where I'm going before I get there. That's really important that you do that. A lot of people forget that. Starting to drive. Fails to check traffic conditions. Are you in a parking lot? Are you in a neighborhood? Are you on an expressway, downtown area? Selects the wrong gear, installs the car. When you're driving a manual, hey, how are you? When you're driving a manual, you need to make sure you're in the correct gear. If I was in the manual, I would stop pushing my clutch. Then I would inch forward. It's called showing the car. I will look left. I will look right. And then I'm going to make a right turn. Next, fails to signal before leaving the curb. You always have to signal because pedestrians and bicycles. So I'm making this left turn, going through a neighborhood, blinkers on. I'm staying in the middle, right. Next, speed. Too slow for the conditions, you can fail for that. Also, exceeding the conditions. If it's rain, snowing, fog, okay, we want to go slow over the speed bump. And then exceeds the posted speed limit. If it's 25 and you're going 30, that's grounds for failure. Every road tester is different. Some automatic fail. Some will give you a warning. I'm going to stop. I'm going to look. They waited for me. Then I'm going to come up. I kind of did a rolling stop. I'm not perfect. Please don't clock my teeth. Next, uneven starts or stops when you're accelerating. You want to make sure that you're stopping smoothly, you're starting smoothly. It just takes a lot of work. And what I see, a lot of people don't want to work. Next, stopping, overruns crosswalk or stop line or stop sign. Waits too long at a crosswalk. You can frustrate people, make them mad, make them become road ragers if you stop too long. Next, fails to slow down prior to stopping. If you just roll up to a sign and roll through, that's not a stop. That's an automatic fail. Example, they're pausing. I'm getting ready to make a right turn. I go up. I'm looking. I'm checking my traffic. I see the black BMW. Oh, I got a little curbage, so that's a minus. I cut my turn too short. Now we're merging on the expressway. So this will be a really good, realistic drive. This could be you taking your road test at 3:49 Eastern Standard Time. We turn on our blinker. I'm looking for a gap. I'm going to try to land behind. Well, I guess I'm going to go in front of this truck because they were waiting a little too long. I have space. I want to be behind the Dodge, not beside the Dodge. That's a good merge because I had on my blinker. I looked and I took my time. Okay. Next, I don't know why they're honking at me. I did my job. Disobeys traffic signs or signals. This is a rush hour in the United States in the Midwest. This is the I-94 corridor. Stops too close to other vehicles. There's the semi truck. They have 4 blind spots, left side, right side, front and back. We don't want to be near the truck. Let's talk about turns. Fails to use turn signal. Fails to check traffic. Drives over the curb. These are automatic failures. Improperly approaching left turn lane. Let's talk about railroad crossings. Fails to check traffic before crossing. You have to look left and right. You will get a deduction. I'm going to go ahead and get over 1 lane to the left. I got over. You can see me behind the truck. I'm going to make some room. Next, pass the school bus, but stop, arm out. Automatic failure. Let's talk about safety, positioning, vehicle, traffic maneuvers, all to help you become better. Tailgates too closely. I'm not tailgating this truck. I'm slowly increasing my following distance. I should be able to see the rear of the tires on the ground. And there is another semi truck behind me So I want to make sure that I'm consistent with my speed. Drives too close to pedestrians and bikes, who would give them at least 3 feet. Runs off the roadway. If you can't keep your car on the road and you're falling off the road, you won't pass. And that's just because you're really nervous. Example, I'm driving a lot of students and adults who are very nervous. That's information. I'm just telling you the truth. And these are some of the behind the scenes that you're watching, you're listening for. Next, drives too close. Changing lanes, fails to check blind spot. We want to look over our shoulder and always check our blind spot, because cars could be in our blind spot. It's not seen by your mirror. You actually have to do a shoulder check. Now I'm squeezing my brakes, keeping a good following distance, and taking my time. Let's talk about parking and backing. Stops in improper position. That's going to cause people to wait. Next, fails to center vehicle in the parking spot. You're hugging the right. You're going to get your car scratched, your door dented. Next, follows too closely or backs up too fast. You want to give people room and time. Hey, if this is bringing you value, give this thing a thumbs up. I'm giving you real life information. We're in the I-94 corridor. It's almost 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're in real traffic. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I'm telling you what you need to do to prepare for your test, to pass your test. They have a broken tail light to the right, that Equinox. That will fail the equipment violation. They would not pass. So you want to make sure all your equipment works properly. Next, observed by the driving test. This is a little bit subjective. Follows the instructor's rules. Disobey, yield, stop, school zone, red lights or red signs. Fails to react to hazardous conditions. For example, this truck is slowing down. I'm squeezing my brakes. Next, you have to take an eye examination. You have to show your learner's permit. Now let's talk about open driving, what you need to do. I'm covering my brake, taking my time. I'm being very patient. I'm not tailgating this truck because that guardrail that is under that truck will prevent us from going under and being decapitated. The reality is that bar can break off. That's a whole nother story. I'm taking my time. I'm being patient. I'm doing what I need to do to have good speed and good space. It's like this anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world. New York, Detroit, Tokyo, UAE. We want to continue to have good speed and good space. I feel a little bit more comfortable now because we're starting to move some. I'm at about 52 miles an hour. The speed, probably 58 to about 65 miles an hour. The middle lane is the smooth lane. It's called the magic middle. We can look at traffic to the white cars from Illinois. Why am I telling you this? Because you need to know they're out-of-town drivers. There's a semi-truck to the left. That thing is huge. See those big mirrors? The trailers from Oregon. It's really surprising to see the logistics to get a gift across the country or across the world. I'm just really taking my time. I do not want to be behind that truck carrying all that stuff. We're at about 60. You need to be able to find peace and solitude. And for many of you who watch this, I hope you definitely do find peace and solitude, because driving can be peaceful sometimes. Taking my time. We're at about 65 now. It's a nice Impala ZXT model. It's a nice Jeep too. They have rollover potential. We're back down to 60. The truck speed is 65. Some truck have speed governors on there that you can't go any fast. I haven't done enough research to understand the dangers of speed governors. I have seen semi trucks going 100. When we went to Florida, we were down Tallahassee, Florida, I saw semi trucks going 100. I have never seen trucks go that fast in my life. I was overwhelmed, like, wow. And they were just pushing like it was nothing. But since the regulations have tightened up, okay, let's go ahead and make a lane change, mirror, turn signal, blind spot. I'm gonna accelerate. Oh, you can hear the rock. Accelerate whenever possible. And then I'm going to maintain speed. I'm in the left lane, you can tell, because the solid yellow. You can tell we're on the expressway because on my side, traffic is going east. We're all moving one direction. No stop signs, no yield signs. Expressways have a limited access lane. Motorcycles under 125 cc's, bicycles, mopeds are not allowed on the expressway. The other lane, they're going west. These are Chevron alignment signs. The yellow warning signs, they tell us this is a very sharp curve. Going around to the right, so they're on the left side. If we're going around to the left, they'll be on the right side. You always want to reflect and be the best driver you can be. I see the cars ahead, so I'm just lifting my foot. There's no need in tailgating. I'm lifting my foot. I'm checking traffic behind me. About 72 miles an hour. You don't want to be behind a Burgundy F-150. All that stuff can come out. Final destination. We're not trying to have a trophy go through our window. We're at about 73 miles an hour. And many of these trucks have cameras inside that they video the drivers if they fall asleep or if they're overspeed. It's a lot of overreach. You can see I'm pretty smooth right now. I'm not oversteering or understeering. I'm just trying to take my time. You can see those skid marks too, because people have hit the wall. Saw a truck last winter hit that wall and flip. It's going too fast. Oof. Ran over some debris on the road. I'm at about 70 to 75 miles an hour. Now you see the chevron alignment signs on the right. Of course, we're going around to the left. I see the blue and gray Ford F-150 merging on. I'm trying to maintain good speed. Also would like to see a yearly driving test, or every 2 years people need to come in and do a refresher course. I think that will be good to make sure everyone is safe and sound. If you have a medical condition and you're not quite ready, then you should be out driving. Right? If you have seizures or you're not cleared, you should not be driving, because you could pass out and endanger other people. That's real. It's a little windy. The car's being pushed to the left, as you can tell. So I'm trying to make small steering adjustments. This car does have lane keep assist, but I'm not using it. And we talked this morning about lease prices, and you have to put $3,000 to $5,000 down, and then your payment's still $700. If you drive a lot, the lease is not really for you, because once you go over mileage, you're going to be hit with those additional charges and also wear and tear. So you want to try to find a car that's 2025, almost 26, a 2023, a 2024 with under 20,000 miles. If you can find a car like that you like and has a good reputation for reliability, you need to get that. I'm looking at traffic, and I'm at about 73 miles an hour. I'm seeing how the flow of the traffic is moving. I'm looking for cars with brake lights, not using blinkers, tailgating. I almost feel like a law enforcement officer, but I'm not. Speed is pretty good. I see a big back up ahead, so I'm lifting my foot. It could be an accident, a deer, a tire on the road. I see a Cadillac DeVille, I believe. That's got that 32 valve engine. Just popped on the brake lights. And this vehicle to the right, that's for people who are handicapped, because they have a right to mobility also. See that car cutting over there? So I'm just trying to maintain good speed. I'm going to get over one lane, and now my speed's going to have to drop. And you're going to see that car that was tailgating me. They're flying by. Okay, I'm going to get over one more lane to the right. It's about 3 to 5 miles per hour difference from the first lane to the middle lane to the left lane. Because I'm going to be getting off soon, I got over about a mile early. You don't want to wait till here's a giant backup coming. I'm being real easy on the brakes. Just taking my time. You don't want to wait till the last second. There's some really good videos out there. I'm not, clocking your tea and saying, look at all my videos, but you should. But I'm just thinking through some of the things that will make us good drivers. There's a lot of great videos on the internet. There's a lot of great driving schools. Hey, good afternoon, E. How are you doing? E, I had a good day. Everything's going pretty good. We do have class tonight normally. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. I appreciate you. We have class tonight. Normally I don't have class, but because of the Thanksgiving break, we have class tonight 6:30 to 8:30. So if you want to stay in here a few minutes, okay. I'm sorry you're sick. Hope you feel better. Oh, you sick like Mrs. Miles? She has an upper respiratory infection. And I'm just trying to be the good husband. And, she wanted Wendy's yesterday. So she wanted a baked potato, medium fry, and a diet. And she wanted the sour cream. I didn't check the bag. Well, got an ear infection. I remember having one of those. I could barely walk. Like, I couldn't walk. Ears provide us with our balance. So she's trying to be ready for, Thanksgiving next week. We go to her brother's house, and I'll be taking some pictures and going live and posting. But I understand how you feel. This is why you got to... Usually this time of year, I'm dragging to work because, yes, she does. You know how you bring a dish? If you got a brother or sister, okay, you bring the mashed potatoes. My wife makes great green bean casserole. Like, it's good. Green bean casserole. Macaroni and cheese. The whole family loves it. Her brother cooks good too. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to get into a family fight. You know how that is, right? But I'm going to be capping it everyone on Thanksgiving. You already know, right? Because I'm the one that I just keep it going. But, we go through this area. And then I also told you in December, I'm signed up for some more training at Velocity, and they're going to train you. Yes, you already know. Half of my family is Filipino. Yes, exactly right. My niece and nephew, they mixed. They're half Filipino. Okay? So my niece, she's 26. She's in education. My nephew is 23. He's going to be in supply chain. So he's getting that internship. So it's kind of a blended family, right? But I think through this journey that a lot of you see, it's really, at this time of day, you can get tired. I got to work about 7, I'm just looking, checking traffic. You see me checking. I got to work about 7:30. I was able to make my copies, get everything set. I had a pretty smooth day. Pretty smooth day. But I try to have a routine set up. We're creatures of habit. And I'm really thinking long term. I'm already visualizing 2026, right? What is that going to be like? How can I improve? Get more rest. Stay organized. I do run behind. And let me get over to the right. If you guys had known me 3 years ago, you would see me driving mad crazy on the expressway for an hour fighting traffic. I don't know how I survived like 3 years ago. I would have to drive an hour. I would drive a half an hour to work. Okay. I just got text a copy of insurance. I would drive a half an hour to work. Actually, let me take that back. I would drive, it was 55 miles one way. I was spending $150. I was spending $150 a week on gas because that was between jobs. Then I was still doing driver's ed. I don't know how I made it. Like, you do this for your family, right? And then I would get home 10:30, 11 o'clock because I was far away. The route you see me now, I'm a lot closer. So you just look back, like before I really started putting all this content out, you get emotional sometimes. You get sad because it's just you sick, you tired, you hungry. Like I used to be mad hungry. Okay, I when I get out of work, I would go to 7-Eleven, get 2 pizzas, get a slush, get a couple pieces of fruit, and then I have to drive for 45 minutes. But really, I was setting myself up for failure. okay? Because I don't know how I made it, and then dealing with driver's education, parents, schools, the company, gonna come up and stop. But my wife said, you need to call this new driving company and you need to see if you can get closer to home. I said, I'm gonna try. And then it changed my life. So sometimes we have to make changes that we don't want to. You feel me? We gotta make changes. And I say that for all of you because I made a change in my life and it was better for me. It's still a little bit about money. I want to make really, I need like $1,000 every 2 weeks. That's enough just to pay the bills and have a few hundred. Okay. But also I'm in education. So you got to have 2 checks. I'm middle class, right? Okay. I'm not rolling in a Range Rover or a Lexus. Okay. I'm in a Equinox, right? I'm low key. You see me with the vest on and the flannel, right? I'm just putting in work, right? And if you're middle class, you can relate to me. And if I want to make extra money, I got to work. Like over Christmas, my boss said, how many students do you want? I said, lock it at 15. I could drive 20 kids, but I would not have I'm telling you guys, I would not have a break. Do I want to drive like that over Christmas break? No. Do we need the money? Yes. So I'm trying to balance. Am I slowing down a little bit? Of course. As you get a little bit older, I'm trying to do quality. Okay? If I need to stack up money and bring home a bigger check, then I'll just tell my wife, hey, pack a big lunch for me. When I come home, I need to chill. Get time to upgrade. What's funny, this Equinox, we got about 1.5 years on the lease. We don't know. These car prices are ridiculous. Just a little neighborhood, just a little cul-de-sac, right? Little cul-de-sac area. But you have to have a reliable car to get back and forth to work. Okay, you have to. Yeah, they ain't upgrading. For me, an upgrade is getting a new shirt, a new vest, some new shoes, right? Getting a car when it's time, but not going over budget. Okay. My price range is around 55 to 60,000 for a car. And, with say 690 to 720 credit, I'm trying to put 0 down, trying to have a $350, $400 car payment, but that's a lot. Everything, you're right, everything is so expensive. Like my wife's friend, they just turned in their lease and they want you to put like $3,000 down, right? You see that house, right? They want you to put like $3,000 down to 5. Who does that in a lease? I don't know how these young people are getting these cars. They must be driving mom and dad's second or third car. Okay. So, but you got to have a good credit rating, and they don't teach a lot of those things in school anymore. How to budget. It is a struggle. It is. It's a struggle every day. But I'm very optimistic. You know that from my voice. Like, I try to stay on optimistic because I know good things can happen when you set forth goals and you talk to people and reach out, right? Because we're not alone. And once I start meeting with these business people, donors who help you put together it all, yes, it will come. Okay. And I've always been a forward-thinking person. After I tried out for the NFL, I knew it was time to move ahead. I tried out for a couple of Canadian teams. My son is going through the same thing. He was with the UFL last year. He got cut on the last cut. He did not go to the Houston showcase. His agent told him that, hey, they should pick you up. But right now, he's got to work. You got to bring money and you got to get off of mom and dad's payroll, right? You got to get off of that payroll. You know what? my finger. So I broke my right ankle. It has a metal plate in there. My left finger, and I'm going to show you that. My right finger is permanently damaged. Okay. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay. I'm just keeping it real with you. So I'm going to show you this. Here's my finger. Do you see? It's bent, right? It's bent. My finger's bent, right? You see, it was broken in college, and they should have repaired it. But I know, girl, my finger. Okay, this is my other finger. Normal. That's not normal. Do you see that? That's not normal. Okay. My tooth is dead. I got hit in the mouth and it killed the nerve, so I had to have a root canal. So all they did, they drilled the back of the tooth out, they put bleach inside, and then my tooth is actually dead. So I have a dead tooth, right? I had a mild concussion before, okay? And, you know, back then they just tell you suck it up. Then my ankle, I'll take a picture. I have a scar this long. My ankle, I got chopped and cut. I'm gonna show you. I can't show you, but I can show you. I have a spiral fracture. And then what happens with the spiral fracture, the bone shifts apart. This is in my ankle. The bone shifts apart, and my bone was like this, so they cut the side. Sorry, I'm not being gross. They cut the side of my ankle open, pulled it back together. I have a stainless steel plate and like 12 screws. That's in my ankle. Okay, so when I go to the airport, they're like, sir, can you come in the back room? I'm like, I have a plate in my ankle, right? So my big tooth is dead. My finger is permanently like this. But thank God, no brain damage. You know, like some of the NFL players, because of all those hits, concussions, you know, they're in their 50s and 60s and they look like 80 or 90. Okay. And then I hurt my knee in college. I had scope. Thank God, no surgeries on my knee, but I had scope a couple of times. I had a lot of swelling. So I have a little arthritis in my knee. Definitely my hip. I'm too young for hip surgery. Okay. But my right hip, I don't know how I'm still walking. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. Okay. And then my son, what had happened to his finger? I think he disconnected the tendon up here, and it was one of the tendons. He had to have a surgery. His coach wanted to play him. My wife and I said, no, he's not playing. The season's done. He had to have surgery, and they split his hand open to reattach the tendon, because if not, he would not have been able to close his hand. Because these college coaches don't care. They just want to win. And if you don't win, you're going to be fired. Right? I'm just being real with you. Okay? But also, he got some NLI money from his name, image, and likeness. Right? Name, image, and likeness. Okay? So you got to invest, man. You got to invest in yourself. You got to take care of yourself. So my son is like a light-skinned version of me. He's like a light-skinned version of me. Tattooed. I'm not tattooed up. Tattooed up, ears pierced. You know, once you get one tattoo, you get 2, 3, 4. Light-skinned version, about 245, about 6'4". So we're hoping he'll get picked up in the UFL, but it's no promise. If not, he'll be going to the arena football team in New York. Okay. So he's still trying. We want him to live his dream, but he's got to start working. Yes, both of them do look alike. Myles looks more white. Emily looks more Filipino. Myles, he had blonde hair when he was little. Where'd that come from? Right? So, Yes, I am the dad. I was there when he was delivered. I was there. Trust me. Okay. Happy marriage. But you want to support your kids, your niece, your nephew. But it's hard, that from 19 to about 25, you got to find out what you want to do. You got to get a job, So every family has struggles and failures. Yeah, he does. I got some pictures I need to post, and I'll put them on the community page when I went down to his graduation in Texas. So, but he's at his girlfriend's place. Thank you. And his girlfriend, she works for the state, and she works for all the judges in Wayne County. I'm just going to wait for this car goes by. And then my son is trying to network and get his nonprofit and his LLC going, because a lot of these judges, because my son is in criminal justice, a lot of these judges, if the police don't follow the rules, they let the people go. You got to follow rules. So if you don't read the Miranda rights to a teen and you illegally arrest them, any good judge will say, listen, you did not read the client their rights. I'm letting them go. And I know those officers are mad, but you got to follow the rules. So, and my son is a big advocate for rehabilitation, and his dream is to help youth who are getting involved in the law to, get them out of the city, get them on a vacation, get them a job, a haircut, mental health, social emotional learning. So that's his goal. And you got to have a job until that comes through. So he's trying to network with all these judges. A lot of these judges start nonprofits on the side, or they know someone. So he's just recently establishing himself. And for me, I got to get that nonprofit going too. It only costs like $50 or $45. Yeah, he'll get it. And then, because this is why I'm going to Velocity training in December. And I'm preparing for 2026 now. Right? But look, I want to say thank you all for just taking the time to listen. I hope everything is okay. I'll be going on probably about 6:30. Usually I'm off on Fridays. And I want to say thank you all. Leave some comments. I got you. I appreciate you so much. Bye, guys.